Hey everyone, welcome back to Widget Wisdom. Today we are going to explore how to create smooth and beautiful page transitions in Flutter. So stick around, and by the end of this video, you will be able to implement eye-catching transitions with ease. Before we jump in, if you are enjoying the content on Widget Wisdom, make sure to like this video and hit that subscribe button. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about what page transitions are. In Flutter, a transition occurs when you navigate from one screen to another. By default, Flutter provides a simple slide transition, but you can customize this to fit your app's style or requirements. To get started, create a new Flutter project, and once you have got your project set up, come to the main.dart file, and from here remove this my home page and all the above unnecessary comments. We will create two simple pages, home page and second page, which we'll use to demonstrate various transition effects. Then here create a stateless widget as home page. Now come to the build method, and from here remove this placeholder, and here add scaffold widget, and then add the background color property, and here add black color. Then add the app bar, and here add app bar widget, and for title add the home page. Then for body, add a center widget, then add an elevated button, and for child, add the text widget, and here mention go to second page. Now come to the onPressed function, and from here we need to navigate to the second page. So for that, here we will use the navigator.push method. So this method will take two parameters. The first one is the context, and the second one is the material page route widget. So here we will pass the context, and then we will create a new material page route widget, and in that widget we will pass the builder property, and in that we will pass the context and the second page. Now let's also create the second page. So come below here, and here create another stateless widget as second page. Then come to the build method, and from here remove this placeholder, and here add the scaffold, and for background color add the white color as background. Then for app bar, add the app bar widget, and for title add the second page. Then for body, add a center widget, and for child add the text widget, which will say like welcome to the second page. Now if you save the code and run the application, and then if you tap onto this elevated button, it will redirect you to the second page. So using the navigator.push method, it pushes a new route onto the navigation stack, triggering the default page transition. This is used when you don't need any custom animation and are okay with the default transition provided by the Flutter. Now let's do the same thing with the custom animation. So for that, we will use the page route builder widget instead of material page route. So here add the page route builder widget, and in that widget we will pass the page builder property, and in that we will pass the context, animation and secondary animation, and then we will pass the second page widget. Then we need to pass the transition builder property, and in that we will pass the context, animation and secondary animation and child also. And then we will return the fade transition widget, and in that we will pass the opacity property, and we will add the animation, and then we will pass the child. So this will navigate to the second page with the fade transition when we click on the button. So let's test this out. So save the code and come back to the first page. Now if you tap onto this button, then you can see we have this beautiful fade in transition, and we are redirected to the second page. So this is how we can navigate to a new page with the custom animation in Flutter. Now let's see how we can navigate to a new page with rotation and scale transition. So for that, from here remove the fade transition widget, and then add the scale transition widget, and in that here add the scale property, and inside this add the twin widget, and add the begin as 0.0 and the end as 1.0. So this will scale the page from 0.0 to 1.0, which means it will scale the page from minimum to maximum. Then add the animate property and add the curved animation widget. Then add the parent property and assign the animation to it. Then add the curve property, and in that add the curves.fastoutSlowIn. So this will scale the page from its minimum height to maximum height with a fastoutSlowIn curve. So this portion will handle the scaling of the page. Now come out of the scale property and then add the child property, and here add the rotation transition widget, and in that add the turns property and add the twin widget and add the begin as 0.5 and end as 1.0. So this will rotate the page from 0.5 to 1.0, which means it will rotate the page from 180 degrees to 360 degrees. Then add the animate property and add the same curved animation widget. So this portion will handle the rotation of the page. Then add the child property, and in that add the child widget. So this is how we can navigate to a new page with rotation and scale transition in Flutter. Now save the code and run the application, and then tap onto this button, and you can see we are navigated to second page and we had that rotation animation. And that's it. We have explored how to implement various page transition in Flutter, from fades to slides to more complex combinations. These effects can really enhance the user experience and make your app stand out. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Widget Wisdom for more Flutter tips and tutorials. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.